All right, it is time to play a little game here on HQ, Panic or Patience. We all saw what happened in college football over the weekend. Some very big losses. Alabama falling to Florida State. Chris, is your mic still on?
Maybe.
Are you panicked about Alabama?
Panic? No, I love that they are bad.
Okay, Chris loves that they're bad. But other teams like North Carolina, Bill Belichick, that was simply painful to watch. A lot of people wondering if we should be panicked about Arch Manning, or maybe, look, it was just an 18-year-old kid in a big moment, and he didn't quite meet it. Let's bring in Douzable here. So we're going to play Panic or Patience. We also have Brandon Marcello with us. I've been told that you came up with not a panic or patience, kind of like your own?
Yeah, I came up with my own.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start there. Alabama, AP rankings, they were the team that moved around the most.
Yeah.
They dropped 13 spots. They were 8, now at 21. What is your description of Alabama?
As the Beyonce song goes, ring the alarm. Panic right now in Tuscaloosa. And I don't say that lightly. I know a lot of people will overreact to one game, but the thing that's real concerning to me is that we're not accustomed to a Alabama team being out physical. And that's exactly what happened versus Florida State. I had our good producer, Tito, pull up a stat for me that I have a graphic for, which is ridiculous. Kalen DeBoer is 6-4 versus unranked teams since he's been the head coach of Alabama. Look at Nick Saban's record. Unranked, not ranked teams, unranked teams. Look at Nick Saban's record, 119-1. Nick Saban, in over almost 2 decades, has lost less games versus unranked opponents than Kalen DeBoer has in a year in 1 game.
Does
to
this
put
tell
that into
you,
perspective.
though, let me ask you this,
Yeah.
that he's the wrong coach? Can he still have an opportunity?
I'm not going to say he's the wrong coach. I'm going to say this is the new age of the NIL, and everything's a lot more even, where Nick Saban was able to get the top recruits. Now other teams can pay for those top recruits, but you still need the right guy to man the team that you have. So, again, just going back to history, it's rare to see an Alabama team get out physical, not be able to stop the run. I mean, those safeties from Florida State were tattooing the quarterback and running back all game long. So to me, when you look at the schedule for Alabama, I think it's panic mode because they lost that game to Florida State, but they still have a gauntlet of SEC schedule to get through. So just like last year, maybe 3 wins get you into the 3 losses get you into the playoffs, but I doubt it. And we look at the schedule right here. You still have at Georgia, you still got to play Tennessee, at South Carolina, LSU, your Sooners, and at Auburn. I mean, that is a gauntlet of a schedule. To me, that first game was almost a must-win for Alabama to get into the college football playoff. So, as I was saying before, in the words of the great Beyonce, ring the alarm, panic.
Brandon, are you as panicked as Lige is?
Oh, yeah, I'm beyond panicked. I mean, listen, Kalen DeBoer is 1-4 in his last 5 road games. 2 of those have been blowouts. That is a cause for concern because that is a trend. That's not something new. That's a trend. Also, a common thing here we're seeing with these losses is that they're struggling against teams with some running quarterbacks and teams that like to present a lot of pre-snap eye candy. Michigan, Vanderbilt, of course, and now Florida State. I also think Alabama is just not tough anymore. They're not tough in the trenches. And I hate to say the word soft, but they're soft as Charmin. They really are. I just cannot believe what I am seeing from this Alabama team. These are things that we were told over and over again that they had fixed in the offseason, that the Bama way was back, that they're tough. And they looked anything but that. Tell me how you changed that attitude, that mindset in the middle of a season now, when you have so much less time in the week with practice and classes, when you couldn't do all of this past season. That is a big issue. And another thing that we haven't talked a lot about, what about the quarterback situation? Yeah. I think Ty Simpson is on a shorter leash than many people are leading to, because he's been in his career, and even if we've seen as a starter now, about a 55% passer. He doesn't really flash out there. He's not getting his receivers open. I think you got to start thinking maybe we play 5-star freshman Keelan Russell at quarterback if these struggles continue over the next 3 to 4 weeks?
I think Charmin got stronger over the years, though, right?
Maybe.
It's like
might
a
be tough. Charmin
cheap
might be a little tougher.
one-ply motel toilet paper. All right, we'll move on from bathroom talk. Let's go to Notre Dame. Look, you're talking about quarterbacks, Brandon. Redshirt freshman quarterback CJ Carr for them. They played Miami. They lost to them. They made a valiant fourth quarter effort to come back. They only lost by 3 in this one. So panic or patience or whatever word you came up with. Or Beyonce phrase.
Cautiously patient. And I say this because they have their quarterback, not only of the present, but the future in C.J. Carr. Played with a lot of moxie, poise in the pocket. I mean, Brandon, this guy had a no-look touchdown pass in his first start versus Miami. Now, the Notre Dame offensive tackles got whooped by the edge guys from the Miami Hurricanes. But when you look at the schedule for Notre Dame, I don't know if they'll face an edge group like they faced versus the Miami Hurricanes. Next week, Texas A&M is going to tell the story because if they were to lose and slip up in that game, I think it's over with. I don't know if a 2-loss Notre Dame gets into the CFP.
Actually, so after it, and I need to check for Sportsline, they did a simulation on that first game. If they won the first game, which obviously they didn't, they're about 80%. If they lost, it went down to 30. So right now it might be.
So it's already muddy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So and also the one thing is when you have Jeremiah Love, you have to feed him the rock. Texas A&M was abysmal last week versus UTSA in the run defense, right? Robert Henry Jr., the running back from UTSA, had nearly 180 yards. If you're the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, Jeremiah Love, get your Wheaties on this weekend. Go ahead and get you some hydration and IV because we're going to feed you like 25 times this game because you are, if not the best running back, one of the best running backs in football. So I say cautiously optimistic or cautiously patient for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish because they have their right quarterback. And if they take care of business this week versus Texas A&M, the schedule kind of folds out right for them.
Yeah, I say patient, too, because I'm a big believer in C.J. Carr. He's only the 4th quarterback in Notre Dame history to put the type of numbers he did, rushing and also throwing the ball. There's something special there brewing with C.J. Carr. I do like that the coaching staff allowed him to run a little bit later in that game. Everybody says he can't run, but the guy can run between the tackles, pick up some tough yardage for you. But I'm exactly with you. They have got to get the ball to Jeremiah Love more. I know in the history they have shown that they only want to give him about 15 to 20 touches. I would aim for 25 every game with him. The guy is special. I'd also maybe ask him to not think that he has to hurdle everybody because not everybody deserves to be hurdled over. You're also probably going to open yourself up for an injury potentially there. But Jeremiah Love's the best player on this team. Give him the ball 25 times. Let him work into the groove there. Give some patience for your quarterback so it doesn't feel like everything's leaning on him. We're getting down late game situations. I am patient with Notre Dame also because of the grit and the determination and toughness they showed in that 4th quarter coming back from being down 10 points. That is the mark of a Marcus Freeman coach team. They are never out of any game. They are very tough. I like that has not gone away, but there are some little tweaks here and there they need to make. And number one is to give the rock to Jeremiah Love, not just running it, but also in the passing game. I
think we could argue that's why they made the national championship is just that grit from Marcus Freeman and his team. All right, really quickly, let's go to North Carolina here. Please just go ahead and roll this video of sad North Carolina fans because it was just a sad atmosphere after the first drive. I mean, Lige, I don't know how to describe this game. I listened to a lot of podcasts about it, and they said if there is some sort of silver lining, they have a really easy schedule after this. But for that man right there, where's your meter?
It's on sound the alarm, panic. And if they are to lose to Charlotte this week, it's going to be past panic. My thing is when you look at this North Carolina team, there was already talent deficiencies, right? But my concern is with Bill Belichick and evaluating young talent. He had that issue with the New England Patriots. Just look at his last couple drafts. They weren't well. So is he the guy to really evaluate young talent in this current stage of college football? I think Carolina's in a panic mode right now. Producer
Tito, how are we on time? Do we got to go to Clemson? Okay, you can go on North Carolina, Brandon. Go ahead.
I want to talk about North Carolina so bad. I was just saying, let's turn those Sorinda Cobras into more like Kermit the Frog and the freaking out. Because I would be freaking out if I was a North Carolina fan. They have obviously in a talent deficiency, but you look at the talent composite according to 24/7 Sports. TCU came in 31st. North Carolina is 32nd, and yet they look like the 132nd team when it comes to talent. I think Bill Belichick has quite the learning curve here in college football. And another thing, all the coaches in college football want to whip his butt right now because they see a big target on him and an opportunity to take him down. For all these coaches who have worked their way up through their entire career to make it as a head coach in college football, and for him to just come in and get paid $10 million without doing so in college football, they take that as an affront. He is going to have a very long season in Chapel Hill.
I will say it was just such a stark difference watching him versus Andy Avalos. And obviously, Bill's going to be the way he is, but somebody who knows how to deal with college kids and works with them.
Correct.
By the way, both of you had panic on Clemson. So I just want to put that out there because we ran out of time because we want to talk about North Carolina. All right, guys, thank you so much. Let's see. What are we talking about here? College Football Insiders promo. Are we promoting that? Do we have the promo for that? No? All right. Well,
It's
then I
the
guess
best
we're done with this
podcast
episode.
out there. I'll tell you that.
All right, Big Ten. We're going to talk about the Big Ten. Oklahoma State at Oregon, Saturday, 3:30 Eastern on CBS or Paramount Plus.